Listen carefully.
Estoy bien.
Means, I'm fine. Let's hear that one more time.
Estoy bien.
Let's learn how to say, I.
Yo.
Although we do not usually need
Yo.
I in Spanish, it is a useful pronoun to learn. Okay, now try to say, to be.
Estar.
Here's how to say, I am.
Estoy.
Let's hear that again.
Estoy.
Do you remember how to say, I am?
Estoy.
Here's how you would say, fine.
Bien.
Okay, now try to say, fine.
Bien.
Do you remember how to say, I am?
Estoy.
Okay, now try to say, fine.
Bien.
Do your best to say, I'm fine.
Estoy bien.
Listen carefully.
Gracias.
Means, thank you. Let's hear that one more time.
Gracias.
How do you say, thank you?
Gracias.
Based on what you already know, how would you say, I'm fine, thank you?
Estoy bien. Gracias.
Here's how to say, and.
Y.
Now, can you figure out how to say, and you?
¿Y usted?
Let's try something new. How would you formally say, I'm fine, and you?
Estoy bien. ¿Y usted?
Now try and say, I'm fine, thank you.
Estoy bien. Gracias.
Do you remember how to say, I'm fine, and you?
Estoy bien. ¿Y usted?
Here's how you would say, too.
También.
Let's hear you say, too.
También.
Based on what you already know, how would you say, I'm fine too?
Estoy bien también.
Now try and say, I'm fine, thank you.
Estoy bien. Gracias.
Do you remember how to say, I'm fine, and you? In a formal setting.
Estoy bien. ¿Y usted?
How do you say, I'm fine too?
Estoy bien también.
Now, let's learn, you're welcome. Ready?
De nada.
Let's hear it again.
De nada. De nada.
Do you remember how to say, you're welcome?
De nada.
Now try and say, I'm fine, thank you.
Estoy bien. Gracias.
Do you remember how to say, I'm fine, and you? In a formal setting.
Estoy bien. ¿Y usted?
How do you say, I'm fine too?
Estoy bien también.
Do you remember how to say, you're welcome?
De nada.
Up for a challenge? How would you say, she is fine?
Está bien. Está bien. Ella está bien.
Is also correct. Using what you've learned, see if you can figure out how to say, he is fine.
Está bien.
Listen carefully.
Cansado.
Means tired. Let's hear that one more time.
Cansado. Cansado.
What's the way to say tired?
Cansado.
What is the proper way to say he is tired?
Está cansado.
Good job so far. Now think of the way to say she is tired.
Está cansada. Cansada.
Did you answer?
Está cansado.
or
Ella está cansado.
this is almost correct. However, in Spanish, the adjective must reflect the gender of the noun it modifies. In general, masculine nouns and their adjectives end in O, and feminine nouns and adjectives end in A. Do you remember how to say, "I'm fine, and you?" in a formal setting?
Estoy bien. ¿Y usted?
How do you say, "I'm fine too"?
Estoy bien también.
Do you remember how to say, "You're welcome"?
De nada.
Now try and say, "She is tired."
Está cansada.
Up for a challenge? How do you say, "You are tired" to a man in a formal setting?
Usted está cansado.
Since in Spanish all adjectives have to agree with the gender of the noun they modify, in this course we will adopt the masculine gender as the default. Remember, the masculine gender is usually indicated by an O at the end of the word. Moving forward, we will be sure to let you know when to use the feminine gender. How do you say, "Thank you"?
Gracias.
How do you say, "And you"?
¿Y usted?
Let's hear you say, "Too."
También.
Nice. Now practice saying, "She is fine."
Está bien.
Let's hear you say, "He is fine."
Está bien.
What's the way to say, "Tired"?
Cansado.
Nice. Now practice saying, "He is tired."
Está cansado.